Hello and welcome to the introduction panel of MemKpers. Glad you're here, and I hope that you're going to enjoy the little walkthrough of what MemKpr is all about at this time. Let's take a moment and begin this process by clicking on the family tree, and we'll do that by clicking right here. And I'm going to click on it one more time. Okay, now we're in the set. Okay, first I want to tell you that I'm happy that you're here and curious about building your own family tree. The way we go about it is to take the last name, like in my grandfather's case, Zukowski, and everybody in all of these pictures was born with the same last name of Zukowski. The only person that wasn't born that way was my mother. I'm sorry, my grandmother. And my grandmother was born with the last name of Renkevich. Now, everyone in this process here could build and should build their own family tree, because each of us have a story with many branches. Okay, but in this particular case, since this is kind of like an overview, I wanted to show you quickly some of the things that are existing here. And let's just take the area that I have built out myself, because I know about me, and everyone should know and build their own stories. Okay, and so these are the people that surround me. Okay, now in my case, here I am, and I'm going to click on my first panel, and you will see that my wife's name is above my head here, my mother's, my father's, and around me is my memories. I'll click on that in a moment. My children, and I could go directly. This gives you a direct line straight to them and their particular story. But we're following my story right now just to show you how it works so you know what to do with your own. So we're going to click on memories. And in this page, this very first page is one of where I try to get a changing slideshow that will give, we have the ability to have 7 pictures that are put in here, and you can see that some of the pictures have multiple pictures inside, and we can show you how to do that. But in these pictures, it's a rotating 7-slide slideshow, starting as early as you want to go and to have the last pictures that you have that you want to put in. Now right below it is a video, and so I could play that video, and that video is one that we've edited from old movies that were in my family. And at this moment, the internet speed slows things down, but I'm going to that happened to be the earliest of all videos for me. Actually, it wasn't a video, it was 16mm black, 8mm black and white at the earliest time. That was back when I was 7 years old in the 40s. So you can have as many videos as you want to help tell your story. And what I recommend is building your life into chapters, especially for yourself, because you can tell the chapters of your life. And my story starts off here as early as I can remember back and takes me through my life. This is the communion picture that you saw that was in the video, and then on into my life, adding each year of, like in grade school, junior high, high school pictures, college pictures, the military, the marriage, into my time after that marriage, and so forth, on to different years of my life. Okay, and so you can see each of these is like chapter heads in going into it. This was just prior to my retirement, and you can see that it kind of goes on and on. In each case, there are let me click on one here to show you. Basically, what I retired on was a company that I started that was called Resist Photomask. And so I was able to take the things that I had collected over the years in regard to that company and put it into a story. You can actually click on this video here, and it will take you to the current company And what's going on at Racist? The company's 32 years old, and so the story on this particular chapter, in this chapter, is basically telling the story of where I started it, what I was doing at that time, and my involvement on a mountaintop in Arizona, where I built a small community of 6 cabins, and then eventually sold the property after a major fire, and then continued with the company that I had started. Anyway, I won't try to explain the whole story, but basically taking you through this whole area, including where we currently exist in a 33,000 square foot building in Vista, California, that the company started out. So basically, I retired from that and gave me an opportunity to kind of enjoy things that I'm doing right now. In fact, the very last thing that I'm working on is what we're teaching you right now, or actually showing you. So in this particular case, I was gathering all these photos and pictures from years worth of memories, and decided to try to use the internet for a way to telling the story. Let me give you one little quick example of how you can actually take a time of your life. Let's see, right here is a link that you can put in, and by going on this link, you can take a trip to a place. This happens to be the very first place I remember growing up, and this place was in the Bronx, New York. And I can spin this picture around thanks to Google's mapping, and you can get a look at the neighborhood that I remember growing up in. And that can be done with every house that you have. If Google has gone down your street and videoed it, you have a way to remember and be able to help tell the story of where you were. This area here fenced off is the house portion that we lived in. And so my memories I can still pick up, and I was tickled to be able to see that. So you just click out on that and we're back to the story. So you can imagine that if you, depending on the pictures that you have, you can go in and tell your story, and you can go into great detail, multiple pages. Working in MemKpr gives you all sorts of tools, video, slideshows, and actually in book form. And different in using the MemKpr than you would if you took all of this and put it into a book and published that book. Everything that was published into that book, once you have had it printed and put it out, is permanent. You can't make any changes with it. But the one thing about MemKpr, that you have always the opportunity to add, change, and keep on building on your story with all the parts of your life that you choose. And every single person that you bring into your story, you can help them tell that part of the story. My recommendation is that everyone have their own copy and their own MemKpr account that allows them to tell their story in the details that they want. So I'm going to sign out right now on the first introduction of what MemKpr is all about, and we'll take the second step in the official lesson number 1, being able to show you how to sign up and get things going. And remember, we offer a 30-day free trial, and then you can keep your account going for as little as $2 a month. So it is a very economical way to be able to take those old scrapbooks and photo albums and old movies and have a place that you can actually have your story be visited by those you invite and those folks that would want to share more of the story right now with you. So we thank you for listening, and I hope that you're interested enough to want to take the first lesson. We're back with lesson number 1 shortly.